This thinks the price of Dogecoin is going to be. Hello everyone, how's it going? In this video, we're going to be seeing or developing a web application to predict the price of Dogecoin, Tesla, Amazon, and other ticker symbols. Let's see how we can do it. So the first thing you want to do is open Google Colab, and you can do that by just tapping Colab and then open up Google Colab. Come in here, sign in with the account that you want to use to run this. Then come here and file new notebook. So this will allow us to create a new notebook in the Colab session, and you can start doing your application. You can change the type. We'll say a Dogecoin prediction. Now let's start coding. So the first thing you want to do is installing all the libraries and dependencies that you need for this application. So we're going to be installing FB Profit. This is Facebook Profit basically, and it allows us to use the Facebook API for even doing the machine learning that we need in this program, especially for stocks. So it's a very good application. For Facebook Profit or FB Profit, then you're going to be installing Yahoo Finance, because you're going to be using all the old historical data of Dogecoin from Yahoo Finance. And then lastly, Plotly. This is going to be helping us in plotting all the library, all the data that we are going to be accumulating now. The next thing we're going to be using is Streamlit, and you do that by installing Streamlit. This is basically an amalgamation of Plotly with Flask or with Django. So it allows us to project all our data in a web format or create web applications for machine learning. So you do that by just installing Streamlit and then just run this, so it'll install all the libraries that we need. It'll take a few seconds and it'll install all the libraries that we need for this application. Once the whole application is installed, all the libraries are installed, then we will start by coding. It'll give you this error about the IP kernel version, which is fine, not an issue. Now let's start coding. So you can see if you come here, there is no file present. So this is a fresh notebook. We'll now start creating the Python file that we need. So in order for us to create a Python file in a Jupyter notebook or a Colab notebook, you want to write down this function, write file, and we'll call this file called app.py. So this is basically the py or the application or the Python file that we are going to be using to run this application. For every Python application, the first thing you are doing is importing all the libraries. So we have Streamlit, and we'll import it as st. Then you're going to be importing the date and time, so we can then control the amount of data that we are going to be using. Import date, perfect. Then you're also going to be importing Yahoo Finance for extracting all the historical data as YF, and we're also going to be importing FB Profit. Import profit from. Next thing you want to do is import the Plotly version. So we say from FB Profit dot plot import plot underscore Plotly. Then we have Plotly by itself. We say import graph objects obgs as go. That's it. go or go. Only it'll allow me to enter go. Perfect. Now you're going to be installing, let's start the prediction. So in machine learning, you're going to be specifying that the data is from so and so value to so and so value. So what we want to specify is the start and end date. so that when we are extracting the information from Yahoo Finance, it should go to those dates and then extract the information about the prices for those range of dates. So we say a start date and we say a end date, which is today's date or today. So it should be able to take the historical data from this date to this date. So we say, okay, let's say the start date is going to be 2015 0101. Okay, so we're going to start from 01. And for today's date, let the application calculate it for any day. So we'll write a program, say date today using the date time function, and today's date, whatever it is, please go ahead and use it for our application. So we say start F time or today's date in this format. It's going to be percentile Y, percentile M, percentile D. So it's going to take today's date for us. Perfect. Now we're going to start our Streamlit website or the web application, which is going to be hosting all this data for us. And we'll say title Dogecoin prediction. Perfect. Now let's specify what are the different stocks this application can predict for us. So we'll say stocks, the stocks that I am interested in today are going to be Doge. Doge, the ticker symbol of Dogecoin is Doge USD. Perfect. The next thing, let's look into Tesla, which is TSLA. Then you have Amazon, which is Amazon AMZN. Good. Then you have MSFT or Microsoft. Perfect. So it's able to take in all the stocks or all the ticker symbols that we need. Now let's request or let's create a drop down menu so that the user, when they go to this page, they can click and select the stock that they are interested in. We will say selected stock equal to ST selection or select box. So this will allow the application to select the box that we are interested in. Come here and we'll give the instruction for the user, say select the stock for prediction among the stocks that we have up here. Okay, so we're just creating a drop-down menu, a user-friendly menu where you can select the stocks that we are interested in looking up. And now we will specify a variable called n years or number of years is equal to 1, because this is going to be allowing us to predict the number of days in terms of previous data. Or the period is given by whatever the number of years are multiplied by 365. So it's going to look into all the days of that year. Perfect. Now you're going to be starting with the whole application, the whole web application. So for that purpose, we're going to create a cache. We'll say ST cache. This is basically allowing the web application to export or to import the data for particular values. We'll say def load data, because this is something which will be called from the web application. So that's the reason we are creating a terminal called cache. And under that terminal, we have this function called load data. So whenever we call cache, then it should be able to load the data that we need. Whatever ticker symbol that we specify, it should go ahead and request Yahoo Finance to download the data that we need. So we say data equal to Yahoo Finance, which is UYF, download this ticker with start today. So from this range to this range, please go ahead and download under data, and we'll say data equal to reset underscore index in place equal to true. So it's going to just download the data in place for us. Once that is done, we just return the data. Let me maximize this a little bit so it's easy for us to read. A little bit more will not hurt. Perfect. So we have all the data now downloaded. We'll also create a kind of a user notification that the data is being downloaded. So if we say data load state equal to st text, this will put this text on the Streamlit application that we're creating, loading data. And then once the data is loaded, we call the function load data, this function that we created up. Then selected stock. Perfect. So whatever selected stock they took from this table, it'll allow it to use that stock and then download the data. Done. Next thing, we just say the person that, hey, load data state dot text is now equal to loading or loading data done. So it's done downloading all the data for us. Perfect. Now we have the data, we have collected all the data, downloaded everything. So we have prepared all the information that we need. Next thing is now doing the machine learning part. So we will start by using Facebook profit, and we'll initialize Facebook profit as m equal to profit. This is a function inside of Facebook profit. So now we can create our model file. We'll say m.fit using the df train data. Now, what is this df train data? This is the data that we install or downloaded from here. So for that purpose, let's create the df train data. We'll say a prediction of data or using profit. We say df train data is equal to data inside brackets. We're going to start the date, start date, and close. Then you're going to be starting df train equal to df. This is just renaming some of the files that we need so that profit can understand. Rename some columns equal to curly brackets, date equal to ds, because this is how it was coded in Facebook profit, ds, and then close equal to y. That's it. So we have now initialized the data. So you are creating the df or main data. Then we are requesting profit to give us the future prediction values. So m dot make future data frame. Now you can allow the system to predict the amount of data that you want. Now if you go up, we had specified the number of years to be 1. So it'll give us the data for the next 1 year. What's the price going to be? Okay, come here, data frame, periods or period equal to the period that we specify up here. Okay. Once we have specified all that information, we are just going to write the data on our Streamlit application. We say st write function, and we say forecast plot for the number of years that we had specified. In our case, we had specified n years, or number of years in our case was only 1, is equal to be so and so. And here we are now going to plot the graphs that we need. Figure 1 equal to plot underscore plot Lee m forecast st.plot Lee chart fig 1. Perfect. So it's going to plot that figure 1 for us. It will also allow us to write the forecast components. These are some of the extra information that we can come to know, or where is the trend, where is the analysis going in. So these are some extra components that Facebook Profit creates for us. We call it as figure 2 equal to m dot plot components forecast, and use plotly to st.write figure 2. So this is the whole app.py function that we created. So once we run this, it will create the app.py file for us. If you come here, app.py file is generated. If you open it up, it's nothing but the file that we just created. Good. So we just close this and we come back here. Now everything is done. You want to start running the Streamlit application. Now, if you were going to be using this on a desktop version, it was as simple as just running Streamlit, and you can do that by Streamlit run app.py, and it would run the application for us. It was as simple as that. But since we are running this on a Colab, you want to be running it. You need two other functions. You need one ngrok, and you want to create a secure terminal between Colab and the outside world. So right now this Colab is only run on my computer or under my application or my sign-in requirement. So it's under my account only, and only I can access it. But Colab is hosted somewhere in the server. So we want to be able to be run this application through any website or any portal. So you should be able to use your phone and then log in into this Colab file or this Streamlit application. And for that purpose, we are going to be creating a ngrok version. And for that, I'll be pasting the links in the description for you to use. We are going to be installing ngrok version. And now I found this particular version of ngrok is version. Ngrok comes with multiple versions. But this version, the stable Linux AMD 64 version, seems to be working well. So once you have this, you're just going to be downloading and installing ngrok. So it says saved. So you can see there is an ngrok file, and it is also unzipped and put in as an ngrok folder. Okay. Once we have ngrok downloaded and extracted, the next thing you want to do is run ngrok. And for that function, there is another code which I will put in the description for you to copy. This is the second line, and you're just installing the IPython version of ngrok, and this is going to be the port number that it's going to run. It will create this application or this terminal or this link from where you can access your Colab file. So you just press play and it will create this link that we can then access the Colab file. But this is just a link that allows us to access Colab. But before we access this, we want to be able to run Streamlit. And for that purpose, now we come down and we say Streamlit run app.py. So once we run this app.py, this application should be able to run on this link. So remember this link, because you're going to be seeing two more links in the next code, these network URL and this external URL. This is basically for the Colab, so nothing to worry about right now. But this link is what you're going to be using to then run the Streamlit function. So you come here, press this, it'll open up this Streamlit function. So you're saying that there is an error, and it says data name reset index is not defined. Let's see, is it giving that error with everything else? So you're saying it's able to give us these other ticker symbols that we can run. If I click on Tesla, it's still giving us this error. So there is something in the app.py file which did not work out properly. So let's try to understand what is happening here. In load data, data reset index place true. So we are not specifying the data reset index properly. So for that purpose, let's come here. Let's see what is happening. Let's come here. Where is data reset index? Where did I put data reset index? It was under the load data function. Here you come, data reset index in place equal to true. Oh, it's not an equal to, so it should be a dot. So it will allow us to reset the index because there's no function as reset index. Okay, so let's come back here. Let's stop this. And okay, I'm glad this happened because there will be another error that will come up. Let me close this functions, all these pages up here. So you're coming back, and then maybe in this case we have to be, if you want to delete this, we can delete this, or it'll override this file anyways, because now we need to rerun this because we had that error with reset index. So we ran this and it created a new app.py file for us. Good. Coming down to the next stage, we are maybe again just downloading ngrok version. It's asking us to replace ngrok. Yeah, we'll replace it because we're going to be using the same ngrok anyways. Now in this case, we are going to be again running the ngrok, and here you will notice this kind of an error where it says list index out of range. Not to worry about it, just go ahead and rerun this and it will then generate a new link for you. Come back here, then run streamlit run app.py file. Good. So it looks like it's now downloading all the files for us. Okay, it seems to be working fine. Coming back here, let's open up the Streamlit function, and it says, oh no, forecast is not defined. Why forecast is not defined? Because someone missed it, and that's some stupid guy's me. Coming back here, let's see what happened to forecast. Did we miss forecast here? Yes, we missed forecast because we are using forecast, but we are not even defining what forecast is. And forecast is nothing but forecast equal to m.predict the future. So we were basically running the application without even extracting the future values. So by using m.predict, we are creating a forecast of that next 365 days. Coming back here, let's rerun this, close this, and run the app.py file. So it has overwritten the existing app.py file. Come back here, again, downloading the ngrok. They say third time is a charm. Let's see if it works this time. So we say yes. Okay, so it's downloaded ngrok and then generating the new link for us. Of course, it gives us this error. We rerun this and create this ngrok file. And next step is to just run app.py file. Okay, let's see, third time. Okay, so it looks like it's now running. It has taken the data of Doge USD and it's able to tell you what the future values is going to be looking like. So this black dots that you see here, so the black dots are basically the original value and the blue line is the prediction. So you can see how until so far the black, it's trying to understand the data, learn the data, and at this point here it's trying to give us the prediction. So these black dots, you can see that it has run up quite a bit, and this is basically an anomaly which is happening for the past few days, especially with the 420, with the Doge 420 that's happening. So you can see that even though the actual value has moved up quite a bit, it does not think that it'll go through that process and by the trend or by the prediction, it thinks that the Dogecoin will probably be somewhere here in this region. Now, this is all prediction through mathematics, and this does not take any kind of human emotion or sentiments involved with it. So the data is prone to have some sort of errors in it. You can see from at this point onwards, it feels that the value is going to be so and so. So yeah, it thinks that in the next 1 year, the price is going to be somewhere at about close to 1 cent. Even though the value has gone to 4 cents right now, it does not think that it'll continue. It'll probably come down, but that's again a machine learning model, which is basically going by the prehistorical data and the anomaly that happened for the past 3 days. It does not think it'll continue. But yeah, just a fun exercise to understand how the prediction works. You can also choose other stocks and other prediction and see what's happening with Tesla and what will happen to Tesla in the next 1 year. You can see that this seems to be growing, and even though it had a spike and it went up to 900, still the value is growing, and by the time of 2022, it thinks that Tesla will be $1,314. Wow. Okay, so yeah, just a fun exercise to work with. Yeah, with that, take care, stay safe, bye-bye.